vomit story.
Okay, I'll tell you the vomit story. How about this? I'll go into a couple other stories I think are cool about just different things in touring, and then I'll go into that one if that's cool. Yeah. I doing the Cavalera conspiracy tours, but doing it with Immolation and that's probably like a sick ass milestone that we've done. Something I will never forget, at least, you know, touring wise, and doing a drum circle with Igor Cavalera and Steve from Immolation every night. So sick. The Merzbow collabs we did in Europe and Japan, that's probably another thing that's like unforgettable that I know all of us are something out of a dream, you know what I mean? We're just extremely happy to do that. But you know, the craziest story though, the vomit story is, I wake up at 6 a.m. in Pittsburgh and I gotta throw up, and I immediately go to the toilet, and it's like shit and throw up nonstop, you know. And I'm like, it must be 12 hours straight of that, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, you know. So I'm like, I don't want to play. And they're like, you gotta play. So as we're going down the highway, I full on just get out and go to throw up, full on shit my pants, and it's a knee-high blizzard. It's like past my knees, so I'm like in the snow. I'm naked and I'm dying. Everybody in the van's laughing. They're losing their mind about this, you know what I mean? Just like, while I'm in pure misery. Truckers are beeping at me down the highway while I'm like trying to get cleaned up, you know? And I'm still throwing up every 30 minutes after that. And this is probably at like 4 p.m. when we play at like 9. So I still have hours of this to deal with. So I'm just in the bathroom. People hear me dying the whole time, the whole show. They give me a little cardboard box the whole time we're playing. I'm blasting and everything, and people are just like, fuck. Like, they could see I'm just like dry heaving the whole time we're playing, you know what I mean? Because I took some like anti-nausea pills. Throwing up nonstop. So finally I can get some out like halfway through the set, but every song everybody's cheering harder, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, I got through one more, like, and I'm like, every song I'm like, can we just cut the set short, you know what I mean? But made it through. Got done the whole set. Now I can say I've probably went through like the most miserable, besides like breaking something where I can't play. It's probably the most miserable thing to happen to you while you're playing, you know?
I had chicken, like I ate raw chicken at college, and I decided instead of going to the hospital there, to drive 3 hours home.
Oh my God.
And that I immediately resonated.
Yeah, it's miserable when you get like something like a food poisoning or something like that, and you're just like, I've seen people tap out and not play and quit and not do it, but never again. I won't. There's no stomach virus that'll put me down, you know. And never.
Jesus.
That's a pure misery story though.
So how would you define your personality growing up?
Was that?
How would you define like your personality growing up?
Personality growing up? I come from like a crazy family, kind of, you know, like at least like a lot of like crime and bad things in my family and stuff like that. So I think maybe growing up, I'd be slightly reserved and scared a lot of times, just in, you know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things where there's something going on in every corner of your house, you know what I mean? People just doing crazy shit, you know? A lot of like, you know, just pure crime, drugs and stuff like that. But my parents were cool. My dad's like an old outlaw, but my parents were sick, you know? So for me growing up, I'd say I was probably like more reserved, and you know, at a certain point there's like probably like 14, 15. I started touring in Full of Hell when I was 15, my first tour, and I lied to my parents and didn't tell them. I told them I was going, they told me no, and I was like, okay. So I just left, and a week later they called me and they're like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm in Texas, you know, and they're like pissed, you know, but best decision I made, obviously. But you know, I will say that's like the breaking point of my life, maybe, I think, where things were different. I'm more outgoing and stuff like that. But definitely before that, a very reserved, scared kid in fear of things that are happening around me. No worries.
Okay, so you think that relates to the music of Full Hell right now?
Yeah.
I mean, did that, like, you said you hit your shit hard.
Yeah.
Just because like your upbringing, just intensity, of just like being reserved as a kid. Or,
Yeah, absolutely. It's my like outlet of it's just my outlet for sure of a lot of like I guess emotions that are kept inside or something, you know. So it definitely translates in my playing. I think aggressive playing, you know, because I used to be a quiet kid, but now it's a full-on outward expression of aggression and pushing myself, you know.
How has the style of music made a significant positive impact on your life today?
It's I would say this is like therapy for me or something, you know. Like I said, it's like an outlet to express aggression, or not even necessarily. It's a full-on release, like any tension that's in me or anything like that. So to me, it's changed my life and for the better. Because who knows what the hell I'd be doing if it wasn't for this. You know what I mean? And I think it comes to the music at the same time because this is all I have in my life and it's all I want to do. You know what I mean? I have like a full-on tunnel vision of like I just want to play music nonstop forever.
I can see it in your eyes. Second